2, 1, let us go.
The keep is enclosed.
We are under lions are attacking, my liege.
It looks like it's pretty, the predictions is well and truly into in Krarilotus' favour. So if anyone wants to try to put some money onto NP just in case, they can get a quite a large payout. But I think there's 110 points so far predicted. Alright, so here we go. NP in the bottom left. Let's get those stats up again now. Krarilotus in the top right. Looks like NP is going to get up on the hill early. The Lord's even a little bit closer as well. Yeah, it looks like the Spearmen are slightly faster for Krarilotus, but the Archers, they are important ones, so they're going to be there. And NP is going to spend quite a lot of attention time trying to micro this, and he's actually doing pretty well. Gotta hand him that. That's missed that one. However, he's got to deal with all these assassins running past. Unfortunately, he lost that one. He's got to stop doing it. He's killed 2. It's 2 to 1, and now he's got the Lord trying to protect them. But it's not enough. Krarilotus managed to get 1 on there. He's really trying to use the Lord to protect those, and I think that's actually going to win it for him. Krarilotus also has a Horse Archer coming out, but probably more importantly was that Assassin coming out now. But unfortunately, he didn't target it early enough. He is going to die. Nothing really there. You got a couple of slaves coming out here. But just take a couple of, I mean, if they kill these guys, or actually, no, they're going to go down to deny NP this gold. Sorry, this wood. NP will not be getting any of those 2 deliveries of wood. So there is that. So that is value out of that. Oh, there's nothing left there. And now, Krarilotus does have the hill. More slaves coming out the side. NP has retreated up onto his own hill. 30 wood worth of damage, yep, that's about it. I think it's 8, what is it, 18? Yeah, so you're probably right, 36. Wait, what? Yes, 18 wood each. So that's 36 for the 2 of them, plus another 6, so it's 42 wood damage. Yeah. With, you know, and considering it only cost you 10 gold to do it, you know, 42 wood is, you know, you could sell for 42 gold if you wanted to sell it. More flames over here, and assassins sitting right down the bottom here. Another Horse Archer coming up. Krarilotus sitting a Slinger over next to these farms over here just in case. Another Slinger down here just to prevent any slaves getting in there. He's already moving into this extra stone quarry. And NP has got no harassment out. Alright, he's sending out the Horse Archers. Probably get those on a patrol if you want. Oh, no, he's going to send them right over to try and wreck the economy over there. That slave's going to come forward, and there's not really much defending it. A couple slaves over here just so he can't expand that way. However, NP not off his hill at all. I don't think that's going to be good for him, unfortunately. He's only got these resources here. He hasn't got any food out here getting acquired. Krarilotus has used up most of his deer, but he's got Horse Archers now on top of his hill, and he's already going for shields. Shields are already coming out for Krarilotus. NP is just nowhere near getting shields out. Plenty of slingers around his base, but it is going to be problematic for him very soon. He's got the patrol working well for him, but Krarilotus is going to come and jump inside the patrol, just leave his shields there, and NP has to retreat off the hill. The value of that one is gone. I'd like to see just one Slinger sent out here to kill these 2 off. And going for mills here, sorry, for inns for ENP already. Krarilotus is not anywhere near getting his bear coverage. So that is an advantage that he's going to be able to get from his hill. But we've got the assassin coming right in. Looks like he's going to die to the slingers. Or not. And we've got the spearman dying over here, no problems. That's actually quite a bit of meat that was just lost there. Now Krarilotus is bringing his assassin back. And he's going to shift target. And he could actually get in here and potentially destroy the inns without any problems. But now you got shields and horse archers on this side. Obviously those other horse archers have dropped. Unfortunately, without being able to get off this hill, NP is kind of stuffed at this stage. Going for the water pot? I mean, that is 60 gold value. That is that. But it's not giving him any ongoing value. It's giving a little bit of security, but it's not giving any actual value. I would have thought going for one of these inns would have been much more effective, and he could have got done it just as easily. Farms destroyed over here. But these guys could come up and deal with these guys pretty easily. Got more assassins coming out the other side. And here comes the shields for NP. Join now, you've got up to 3 horse archers here for the 2 shields and versus the 1. I'd like to get this horse archer on a patrol NP. Don't just take the arrows. Get that patrol going. At least 1 horse archer down, 2 horse archers down, shield down, and the other horse archer goes down. But I mean, he's still got the horse archer at least, but now, Krarilotus is starting to run out of food at the moment, while NP has quite a bit of food still spare. But Krarilotus is just transitioning into a bread economy right now, so that should not be a problem for him. Now, where's the bear? I'm pretty sure Krarilotus is still trying to get bear. Alright, shields and horse archers trying to take the center now. And they're coming up to try to take the map control back off Krarilotus. But unfortunately, without getting that extra resources out here, which he is now actually looking into getting, this could start going. The bear is now there for Krarilotus as well. He's just been getting that extra gold value from this quarry for a bit too long. And he's even got armorers working over here. That's a big investment to come back for 1 horse archer. 2 horse archers? 1 horse archer. 2 horse archers there. That was his map control. He sacrificed his map control to deal with this. And I don't think that was a good trade. I would like to have those guys left out there and have a few extra units brought over to deal with it instead. Now the assassins are going to get killed for nothing. And B, wakey wakey. He's too busy looking over here, trying to expand his economy a little bit. But unfortunately, this is not good for him. This is not looking good for NP. Those assassins all drop for no gain at all, really. But he has now moved into this extra stone to try to keep up with the economy. He does have horse archers and shields on both sides. There is an assassin over this side that it might cause problems, though. Woodcutter's coming up into the trees over here. Unfortunately, built these 3 offsetters a little bit too early. So you're going to come over and try to pick up stone from this one here. Like right now, it'd be worth putting it all to sleep for a sec.
Saving.
You probably don't want to lose those shields too early, MP. You're taking a bit more damage than you really want to. You need to stop those, let the shields catch up. Or not. Alright, just keep on working. That's fine. Krarilotus throwing out some glitches just for the fun of it. I'm kind of curious to see if he's going for crossbows or regular bows. It's kind of a kind of thing for this tournament that people have been going for regular bows far more than I've seen being used in regular games prior to this. Here we go. Now these boats are now starting to work. You don't want to be using horse archers to break the shields. That's probably not your best trade there. Meanwhile, these horse archers and shields are coming up over here with some slaves behind them. Those horse archers ought to die. And let's have a look at these guys. There we go, making crossbows. That is for sale. He's now using this as an extra gold income. Lots of extra assassins coming in here that he needs to deal with. Unfortunately, those slingers just drop. The horse archers drop. These assassins have already gotten their value out of themselves. That's before this damage, which they are now starting to do, which could absolutely wreck NP's economy. There's
Help! Oh!
That's annoying. These connection issues is way too much, but it is what it is. At least we got an autosave 1 minute ago. The only thing that's going to change when we load this is these walls here aren't going to be there anymore. Aside from that, it should all be fine. Apparently, I don't actually remember the autosave going, to be honest. I do not remember it starting. Need to empty the...
Loading.
So now that that's gone, but that's alright, that's... rather minor thing. It just looks funny as all. That's the problem with using that stuff as a feature of the map. Alright, assassins coming forward. Uh-oh. Left the shields behind. And the assassin's gonna go do more work. 2 more horse archers down. And then he's gonna just run over this army. MP's not able to get those other horse archers out, unfortunately. Now they're gonna come in, they're gonna easily kill those slingers. And now this stuff's going down. I mean, the reality is I don't see much of a comeback here for NP. He's only got about 6 food that he's just lost. And he didn't quite lose that in. That is huge. Losing that in would have been devastating to him. But he's still got an assassin over here. He's got enemies in his base over here. And he doesn't have any troops out and about. This is the entirety of his army. Plenty of shields down by the assassins. That certainly does help, but he's not even using control groups or shields at the moment. Still got an assassin sitting down here. He's been here for most of the game, I think. I think Krarilotus probably has circled around, which means he can't actually see it. It's the same thing happened with with McLaren in the last series. Another one down. More units coming in. I think this is game. I don't see a recovery option for NP at this stage. You know, leave one horse archer here, maybe leave one little horse archer here, and then use the rest of them to come wreck this army. Alright, well that's got another shield down at least. These guys can come out to try to get a few more units skilled. But with the another army coming in on the other side that's even larger, I don't see much chance here. More assassins coming right into the base. And they're going to start going for the shields. This army is going to get wrecked. NP hasn't paying enough attention. Loses both of his horse archers. He's now just got one slinger. And that's the entirety of his ranged army. 3 assassins and 1 slinger and some shields. And now he doesn't even have that. Shields going down. He's just got these 3 shields and 3 assassins in the game. Well played. Krarilotus just had a bit too much advantage there. NP gets the map pick. Oh, you can't get off the 12 wood. Yeah, that's the original one. That's the Stronghold 1 rate, isn't it? Simulacrum. Alright, Grary have this is Krarilotus' home map as well. So if he loses here, well, he gets like a second home map, I suppose. Waiting. He expected bubbles. Krarilotus trying to decide which side he wants to be on. Alright, while they're deciding that, let us head over this side and let's just have a quick look at those stats. The KD was actually a lot closer than I was expecting it to be. Almost identical, in fact, in the larger scheme of things. The value here was about 7k gold to 4.5k gold. The stone difference almost identical. Actually, well, not almost identical, but pretty close. Iron pretty close. The weapons for Krarilotus is where his extra gold came from, I suspect. But ultimately, I don't actually think that was nearly as far different as I was expecting it to be. Krarilotus, what? No idea. 3, 2, 1, go.
We are under attack. Lions are attacking, my liege.
Where are we going?
Always ready. The Lord has been.
Alright, time to get my rest of my units killed.
What'll it be?
And not quite all of them, but oh well. Well, welcome to game number 2 between Krarilotus and NP. So the main difference here is things like, if I zoom in here, you'll see that, if I'm circle around so we can see it a bit clearer. You see the stockpile for this quarry here, sitting right here. That's a really great spot. Meanwhile, up on the other side, he hasn't placed it, but sometimes, depending on exactly where you place it, might show up on back here. This one here sits nice and clean right there. On Krarilotus' side, it's actually sitting in the middle of the rocks here, which could cause issues. The main one that's the problem is this one, because it sits in here generally. If you place your quarry too far to the right, it will sit in here. Whereas on this side, it will sit out here, easier to access. So that's the main difference. It's, for the most part, it's not a big deal. But there's just small minor differences that you might be used to dealing with and might not be used to. So getting a preference. If it's your home map, you should be practicing on both sides, no problem, so know what to expect. But if it's not your home map, you get the advantage of picking sides that you may have practiced with. Generally, people don't care which side they're on, they just go with whatever I give them. So it's no big deal. Now, up here in the top left is, actually I'm going to circle around so that Krarilotus is on the right hand side and NP, so it's the same as what the stats are showing. Now NP's moved down here, troops out the front, lots of things. We've got 2 slaves from 2, they're just hanging out going, oh yeah, my master's so horrible, man. He sent me all the way out here. Yeah, I know, my master's horrible too. That's anyway, alright, here you go for that. You know how I was saying about that quarry stockpile? For NP, it's at the back here, which means that walking in here is a bit awkward. Getting a stockpile right next to it's actually fine. But any extra stockpiles after that has to sit out here. Slightly less efficient. Whereas Krarilotus is out here very efficient right there. So that's the main difference. That's the sort of thing that is different depending on sides. Anyway, so NP is moving out into this extra area nice and quick. Krarilotus breaking through this wall nice and early, which is actually the right move, in my opinion. NP not worrying about the wall on his side. I mean, I just think it's such an easy thing to do, to send 1 or 2 spearmen to get through there, and later on, it can be very helpful being able to get troops through here to burn that. Yeah, slaves out to burn it, or assassins through to wreck it later in the game. Preparing now actually, I think, pays off. But not everyone agrees, so let's leave it as is. Got 2 horse archers, and all of NP's archers are defending this eco here. You got the 1 horse archer and 3 assassins running up this way. Watch out the assassins. There we go. They've come a bit too close. Oh, that was interesting that they got them both in the same spot. The archers are going to take out these assassins. No problem. And the spearmen coming to finish it off. And the horse archer, I don't know what Krarilotus was doing there, but he wasn't able to actually shoot. I think that was just because of these rocks, actually not able to give him the target there. Really? You're going to go for a woodcutter? I mean, I guess any sort of value you can get out of it. Just get some value. Fair enough. But, not the most effective value, but it's better than nothing. You got 4 more horse archers coming forward from Krarilotus. NP actually doing pretty well. Probably needs to get a bunch of horse archers out himself to deal with this. But he's now using up all his workers on these bakeries, which he doesn't actually have the wheat to supply. Okay, the flour, he's got no flour, so I just feel like that's a bit of a waste of workers when he needs them out here to deal with these guys. However, he is out of food and out of popularity. So there is that. Meanwhile, Krarilotus living off the apple farms. He's still got food, and he's moving into his wheat bread eco right now. He's producing the flour, and he's just got everything running, and he's turning these guys over to wheat farms. And that will keep him from dropping his popularity any further. NP's popularity did get below 50, but he's got the food production keeping in check now. What's up with this this patrol is ridiculous. You always have to go for a longer patrol. I've never seen that small patrol attempted, and it's not a good patrol. It's clearly a longer patrol is better than this short patrol. Never seen it happen like that, but it is what it is. Whereas this patrol is much longer and is actually been more effective. He didn't get a single arrow on these guys. Whereas these two had a shorter patrol. That should be fair, they didn't have a single arrow because these guys never fired an arrow. But this patrol would have been more effective than the other one, because they're not stopping for quite so long. Alright, apparently all those woodcutters, I think he put them to sleep to get the workers on the on these guys. With this amount of bakeries, you need to get a second mill. You don't have the wheat to supply a second mill. So, you know, this amount of bakeries is not really worthwhile. But the popularity is now positive. And he's actually got spare gold that he's not using, which is interesting. But hey, I'll get a little more away with it. Assassin's sitting up here. I mean, ultimately, Krarilotus has the point. I mean, look at this economy. They're all running quite strong. He's moving into weapons even. He's got two mills here. Both are running. Most of his bakers aren't, but they will be fairly soon. He's got a large army coming out. While NP, slightly weaker economy here. He lost popularity, so he's still trying to get these guys manned. And he barely has any army at all. But he is getting the shield straight out. Which is good, because Krarilotus is coming at him with shields. So if he doesn't, he'll be in a bit of trouble. Now, ironically, this is... Well, not ironically, but this is actually NP's home map. However, if Krarilotus was asked to pick a home map first, this would have been his home map as well. So they've both practiced a lot on this particular map. They both feel pretty confident on this map. And we'll see how it actually plays out. I think Krarilotus has the advantage just because he's got the troops out. NP's got the shields, but he doesn't have any... There goes his force archers. They're going to be getting out just a little bit late to the party. Here come the assassins. Now, if those assassins get in here, that could be very problematic. Or she's grouped some slingers with those force archers, and that's why they've been moving slow. And out, shield down. And now the assassins come in. And they're going to go for the granary. I will be selling all that food as much as you can, NP. I don't think you're going to save this. Actually, no, you might save this. Yeah, I agree, but... Oh, you stopped shooting them. You stopped firing at them at the last minute, and you didn't sell your food first. That hurt. Get your horse archers behind the shields would be good. Oh no, get the shields! The shields! NP, the shields! And now he's got some assassins trying to come out to deal with it, push this off. More assassins coming forward from Krarilotus though. The slingers did do work. They got a couple of shields down. But three assassins versus 3 assassins. And the shields, NP's shields were not doing well for him at the moment. Though this army has been dropped. If he can just get rid of these assassins, which it looks like he might do, if Krarilotus isn't being careful. Excellent, and now he can come forward to deal with these other 2 assassins. Or not. Now Krarilotus has to retreat. And the KD is in NP's favour. Krarilotus actually getting some walls in, just to prevent any slaves or assassins getting inside his buildings too easily. Which is, to be honest, I think is the right move here. Yeah, the Krarilotus has an incredibly strong economy. He hasn't bothered going into this extra stone out here. He's just gone into a massive bread economy. And with these wheat farms right next to your stockpile, you can get away with that. See, if you had those, if you didn't have these so close, you'd need it would be a lot harder to do, put it that way. And a lot less beneficial. But now, unfortunately, it means the NP is not walled in, which means that those assassins can still get in here and do a ton of damage. He's got more shields coming out at the top here. You can just see some of them there. And then he's left his shields behind again. NP's shields are not doing well for him today. Yeah, the slaves are coming over this way, coming through that break in the walls. But there's plenty of slingers up here to deal with them. But that, alright, here comes there comes the shields. And now Krarilotus has moved into this extra economy up the top here. Horse archers coming out this side with shields as well. Unfortunately, these guys ought to deal with the slingers and let the slaves in. If the slaves get in, this stuff's dead. You can't risk these slaves getting right in. In fact, he doesn't have any range. These are his ranged units. If he doesn't get these guys down here in time, these slaves could be devastating. Meanwhile, he's got his own horse archers up on top of the hill over here, doing work. But this is a large army coming out towards NP. I don't know if NP has the answer to it. He's got his, here comes his units coming forward. And I'd like to see Krarilotus just bring these troops just to the top of the hill so he can shoot these oxen. There we go, oxen down. And there goes the flames being sent out. NP's shield micro is actually pretty poor today. But here we go with the assassins doing work. And the slaves dropping. Excellent. I like to see those slaves drop. And now we've got no shields behind Krarilotus. But we've got assassins coming up the hill. I'd like to see these slingers just run these guys over, but these assassins could be devastating if he's not careful. Massive army on the other side as well. I think this could be game. At this stage, I don't know what you can do if you're NP. He's still got his army inside of Krarilotus' base. However, this stuff's just too strong. The bread economy and the beer economy is just too powerful. NP doesn't even have half coverage with this one thing here. He's placed 2 water pots to try survive this. Assassins coming up the hill. They're going for the Lord. And they've killed the guy producing the beer entirely. Actually, he does have two guys, but it's still not 100, not full coverage. These guys should make the game. That should be GG. Not FF, GG. And that's the lack of that wall showing. And that gold difference from the bread. And to be fair, Krarilotus' bread difference wasn't actually that high. The population difference was probably the biggest there that he was taxing. I mean, that's what, 300 odd food. That's 1200, only about 1200 gold difference there. 200 stone, which is another 1400. So it's about 2000 gold just from that. The weapons helped. That's probably another 1400. So let's call that about 4,000 or 5,000 gold difference, which is actually most of it. Difference actually. The difference is about 6,000. Actually, it's about less. It's actually about 5,000. Yes, that's because of the thing. I mean, that's it. That's pretty much the main thing. Now, the KD, it was well and truly into NP's favour. However, Krarilotus just had twice the troops. NP killed triple the troops, but that is actually going to be game. Alright, let us enter in. Krarilotus is the first into the semi-finals.
Stealthy assassins will sneak into your castle.
Krarilotus won the first game and the second game. Submit those scores. Need to watch the commentary, fair enough. Alright, I'm just singing your praises right the way through, Krarilotus, don't worry. Well, I guess you got probably a lot of options there. Probably not Trident. I'd say probably against Nikhil. Probably for you, Soulless Divide would probably be a good one.